It'll shock a lot of folks, but senators and members of the House are allowed to trade in individual stocks, and some of them do so quite frequently. So what we look for is trading behavior that's way outside of their norm. And in Senator Burr's case, that is what it was. We saw up to $1.72 million of trades in one day that came 1 week before the market began its decline. We went back about 14 months. There was no other day where he sold off nearly as much. And typically his reports are a mix of sales and sales and purchases of stocks. This was, 33 separate transactions. Each and every one of them were sales.
Yeah. So what does that tell you?
So what does that tell me? That tells me that there is a possibility that the information he was getting as chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, which includes pandemic response in its portfolio, and it's a committee that receives highly sensitive information, it's possible that information informed his thinking as he made these trades. Now, his defense, what he says, is that he was not trading based on any non-public information. He was basing his trades off of information he got from your network, CNBC.
Right, CNBC Asia in particular. Yeah.
Do we know, by the way, that he sold fully 1.7 million, or is it reported as a range?
So it's up to 1.72. It's at least $628,000. And as far as members of Congress go, Senator Burr is not particularly wealthy. I mean, compared to the average American, he is. But this would have made, even if it was at the bottom of that range, this would have made up a significant fraction of his net worth.
Jimmy, let's bring you in here. Frankly, look, I mean, at CNBC, we are very restricted on what we can trade, can't do single names, so forth. Why not at least have that standard for Congress? And what more would you say about all of these reports in the past 24 hours?
Well, certainly there have been efforts in the past, in the recent past, to limit, to ban individual stock trading. You can own mutual funds, ETFs, no stock trading. That has not passed. Certainly this looks like an opportunity to revisit this issue. I don't think it's a huge burden if you want to be in public office, that maybe you cannot have an active individual stock trading account, even if it's run by a third party. As far as these individual cases, we have to be careful. We don't want to hang these people. SEC investigations are often very detailed. They're fact-finding missions. They go to the state of mind. What did they believe when they made these trades? So there's a lot more information that would need to be gathered.
Yeah, that said, I don't know if the public even is going to want to wait on that. I mean, in Senator Burr's case, it looks a little more damaging, I would say. What would the punishments be? Are we talking about punishments under securities law or something more specific to Congress? And again, is now the time? I know the Stock Act was passed, but something like this maybe suggests that there should be, index funds. I don't know what. You can't discourage people who have investments in wealth from running for Congress to be the worst thing you could do. You just have to find a way to make sure that even the appearance of using insider information doesn't happen. It's not
I don't think it's a burden to be in an index fund or ETFs and not be able to jump in and out of the FANG stocks. You can still listen. I love individual stocks. I think that's great when people do that. But I think you can still have a perfectly fine portfolio and hold high public office and not be actively trading.